Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I've already messed up. I had to start over. So this is Wednesday, April 1st. I guess it's because of what day it is. But now I do not like the April Fool jokes. Probably shouldn't have said that, but I don't like them. I think they're silly. And I've seen some people get hurt by them because they didn't, I don't know. Anyway, I just don't like them. Okay. Now, it is April 1st, and it is 60 degrees. I don't see any clouds. I see jets in the sky. So, I think there's a possibility either today or tomorrow we could have some storms, which we need rain. I don't want storms, but we need rain. As I said yesterday, there's forest fire going on. I do believe some people have lost their homes. And we had another one on the other side of the county in the Brushy Mountains, but I think that one's contained now and it's okay. As long as we don't have, something else happen, such as wind, stronger than it's already been. Humidity's still low. But as I said before, there's a little front coming through, so maybe we can get a little bit of rain. Like I said, a little bit of thunder and lightning's okay, but I don't want no heavy wind. I don't want no tornadoes. I don't want no straight line winds. None of that. All right, I've said my piece on that. And just in case I do have my water today. In case I start getting scratchy, because I can already feel it coming on. All right. We're going to talk about Tim just a little bit. I watched the one where he's walking at Coquina, I guess. And there's a few things I could say. And I guess I'll go ahead and say them. Why, if he's got that area right there to walk, why would he walk anywhere else? I mean, I cannot imagine picking over there. The bridge is okay, I guess. But over there at Nathan Benderson Park, over that area there's no way. I mean, to me, that place is the perfect place to walk. Okay, he's bringing up again the number of steps. And I still say the only time he keeps bringing up them steps is when he is talking with you-know-who. Miss T. I don't know that he's talking to her. I'm just saying that that's, in the past, that's been the case. Now, I said the other day that I felt he cleaned up the place. When he does that cleaning like that, it's usually because there's somebody coming over. May not have been her, may not have been nobody. Maybe he just decided he needed to clean. Like I do sometimes, but it's just something that I have observed over watching him for 3 years now. Maybe 4. I don't know. I noticed he has deleted. Well, I say he's deleted. Maybe I was looking at playlist or something. That corner, when you go into YouTube and you look at videos, they sometimes show, I want to see them by latest to oldest. Don't hit my car. Sure say you should have a camera. And a beeper. But anyway. He's straightening it up. So I'm just saying I don't understand why he would ever walk anywhere else. Except for just a change. As I said, the bridge is fine. Another beach. But that area right there looked perfect to me for walking. Okay, now. Maybe there's too much traffic for him there. I don't know. So, of course, in this video, he talks about... Let's go to that video instead of them others that weren't with a hoop. He talks about the wildlife. He talks about a tourist boat out there, a dolphin tour boat. He thinks he knows it all. He thinks he knows that where it's going. But it went further, and he actually said I was wrong, which I thought would be a good soundbite. I haven't downloaded it yet, but if any of y'all want to go back, that would be a good soundbite where he says I was wrong, because it's rare he says that. Okay, he reflects that he will probably die there, and that he still wants to go out west and all that stuff, but that the area where he's at now, he always says South Florida. And I don't know if that's just because that's what he's used to saying or whatever, but I still say Bradenton, Sarasota is not South Florida. To me, it's just middle, but I don't know. All right. He says he's going home and get the bike. He's going to go out on the bike and potentially visit Turtle Beach. We never saw Turtle Beach, so maybe that's a video for today. Maybe he's going to film ahead of time, so he don't have to film for a couple of days. Something I should do. All right, we're going to go to CrisTheGirl. So CrisTheGirl, and you know, I just showed you her picture. If y'all want to check her out, you know, I encourage you to. I don't hate the girl. I don't dislike her. Actually, I like her. I just don't understand her personality, that's all. And she likes to throw in those innuendos. And there's one that I will shoot in a clip right here in just a second of what I'm saying she likes to slip in those innuendos. As you know, she is supposedly, TampaJay is her partner. And like I've said before, we've seen a change in facial expressions and how they talk about each other on the channel. There's no affection anymore, or if there is, it's very little. Well, now all of a sudden, she's constantly bringing him up. She's constantly bringing up. She goes to these independent bookstores and DVDs. They're into the physical media collection. I'm like, go to a daggone flea market. You know, I used to sell DVDs for $1. And I mean, there were... And that's probably where these stores go, is to the flea markets to buy them. And then they can take them to the store and they mark them up. And I understand. That's all capitalism. Anyway, she goes to this one. I think it's the first one she goes to. Sorry. She goes to... It's called Fable Hollow Coffee and Bookshop, which looks very nice. And a place I would like to go to because they have coffee too. Now, after all this, I don't know of any, I didn't know of any indie bookstores we had. And actually, we have a very small one. It's on a back street. No wonder I didn't know it. And I might have to hit them up just to see what they have. Because I do take a notion every now and then to read a physical book. I would rather have a physical book than some type of, and I mean, I have, I could do Audible. I mean, I have Audible. I'm not saying, I don't mind listening, but not all the time. I want a physical book, and I don't want to read it online. I want the physical book. Okay, but now as far as physical CDs and stuff, I still have a lot, and as far as buying, I mean, TampaJay collects VHS. Now, I still have a VHS player, but I don't know if it works. So, anyway, we got to get going. It's 9 minutes long. Anyway, she goes to the horror section, which, she is everything spooky. She does study some witchery, but she says she's not a witch. And I'm not meaning a bad witch. I'm meaning a good witch. Which I guess is a Wiccan. I don't know anything about them, per se. And I mean, I will say she's very articulate about the way she talks about it. And she doesn't put anybody down that doesn't believe. I mean, that is religious or anything like that. Actually, I think she's probably very confused. Or maybe this is the perception she wants to show on camera. Maybe she really is, and she's not going to come out and say it because she thinks she might lose her audience. She talks about witchy things, is what she says. That's the terminology she uses. It's witchy things and spooky things. But then I've been told by people who have watched her much longer than me that she says she does not watch scary movies. Like, she's very much into Stephen King books, but she won't watch the movies because she says she's afraid. And that's the part I don't understand. And then she's afraid of frogs. That's one of the last things I'm afraid of, is frog. Anyway, what I'm going to talk about, as far as she goes into that bookstore, she picks up some books that I felt were innuendos because of her and TampaJay's relationship. And here is where I'll insert that clip. And I'm going to stop it.
Horror section. You should have been nicer to my mom. This is a book that sounded interesting too. How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates. Kind of up my alley. So again, if I'm in the mood for a rom-com, there you go.
I should probably do these videos like Passing Through Productions does. He's so good at it. But he does voiceover, and I think he has a script written out because he's not on camera. So anyway, and his father just had a heart attack, so I wish him well. His name is Aaron of Passing Through Productions, and he talks about pretty much these same people and a few others that I don't really, I don't talk bad about Yankee in the South, and I don't think he talks bad about them. Just like with Cris, I'm just pointing out things that I'm seeing. Then she goes to Lost and Found Records. This is all in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I know I didn't say that. She goes to the Book Eddie and the Dungeon Movies and Games and Southland Books. Now, the Dungeon Movies and Games, whoever owns that business watches TampaJay. And he says he watches Cris. I don't know if he really does, but he says he watches TampaJay, and I can understand that with what TampaJay covers. And he gifted Cris one of the Simpsons DVDs, and gifted TampaJay a collection of Davy Crockett VHS tapes, because TampaJay says he's related to Davy Crockett. And if you follow TampaJay for very long, you'll find out he's related to everybody. Which I think now is just a running thing with him. He just says that on purpose. Okay, now we're going to go on to TampaJay. And he is on Route 66. Now, if you remember, if any of you watched Adam the Woo, that was, Adam the Woo had did a Route 66 series, and he was going back to it this year. That was the plan, to see things he hadn't never seen before, and maybe revisit some things he had. Because I think this is the 100th anniversary. I could be wrong on that. So anyway, he goes to the abandoned resort ruins. He likes to go to abandoned places. Then he visits the Route 66 Visitor Center and the former Red Cedar Inn, which is now a museum. And he goes to the Merrimack Caverns.
Route 66 on its 100th year of its existence.
And he learns about the legend of Jesse James. Now, I can't remember. I probably had it tuned out. He might even said he was related to Jesse James. I could hear him saying that, though, in my head. And see, he has been in, he was just in St. Louis at some kind of, he's at a baseball game, plus he was at some kind of horror show. Okay, now we're going to introduce you to someone else. And I'm pretty sure some of you watch her, some of the ladies. I think I've seen one of you in her comments. And that is PalmSpringsCindy. Now, PalmSpringsCindy is in her 70s. She is divorced. She lives in, oh, what's that name of that community? It's a 55 and over community. It's like the West Coast villages. It starts with a T. I'll put it up on the screen. Triology. That's what it is, Triology. Anyway, it reminds me of the villages from what I can see from her. I don't watch anybody else, but anyway. She constantly is looking at Tinder and all them other apps for a man. She wants a man. And I don't think she's looking to get married. She just wants a companion. A partner. Kind of like what I have. But there's a certain thing she wants. And that is, she wants him to worship her. In my opinion. She wants him to cook and clean and do all her house chores. And exactly probably what I want. But I don't make it a requirement. If they're a good man and they're good to me, hey. And she also is very vocal about they better still be sexually active. I don't know that she says those exact words, but she insinuates it quite a bit. I could move down closer now, but I'm going to stay where I'm at. And anyway, she's talking about a friend of hers who has a near-death experience. And I'm not going to get into the details of it. I will link the video below. I like Cindy, don't get me wrong. But I just don't understand why can't she just go out to the clubhouse, or I don't know that they have, all these different, it's not as big as the villages, don't get me wrong, I don't think so. But why can't she just walk around the neighborhood and try to meet a man instead of going online? And I do believe she likes them younger. I do believe that. I don't know how much younger. Maybe she'd like to have her a 50-year-old. I don't know. But I would think he would have to be financially stable. Now, just backdrop in case you don't know this. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking bad about it. She has had a couple of facelifts. I don't think this last one was the right decision. I think she would have been... I just don't think it was the right decision. Let's just put it that way. There is no way I would put myself through a facelift in my 70s. Unless I was an actress and I had to. And then again, I would, if I had plenty of money, I'd question that too. I just, I know my face droops and all that, but unless something was to really happen to me, the only thing I would go under the knife for would be my neck and my eyes. I'm not going through to get myself to looking snatched. Just not going to do it. And I feel like I don't know that she does it for herself more than her just trying to look younger and attract a mate. And my thing is that, and she dresses very nicely. I mean, there's some of her fashionable choices I question, but I mean, she always looks put together. Let's put it that way. She did a fashion show the other day where she was modeling clothes that she got off of Amazon and I think locally, and then she had some from Shein. And I thought she looked better in the solid prints. The patterns she was wearing were too big, I felt, for her. They made her look larger than she is. If she likes to wear prints, she needs to find something that is smaller. Those dresses that they show on TikTok, and I have two of them, that, they show cleavage, and they're tucked in here, and they're flowing. They're all prints, but the pattern is very tiny. So it almost, and because they're fitted at the waist, and you're showing your cleavage, because that's where the eye goes. I just feel they're more figure flattering, and I think they're figure flattering on everyone. And they're very nice for the summer. You can put any kind of shoe with them, just about. You can wear boots with them. I mean, cowboy boots. You can wear, I wouldn't wear flip-flops, but you could wear sandals. I'm not a flip-flop girl, so that's why I said I'd wear sandals. Or if you want to wear heels with them, you could. She wears heels a lot. And I will say, she has fallen some. And that's why I say she needs to find something else to wear besides heels. But I know they make her feel, as I said, more put together and, you know, statuesque. Let's get ready to go. So I think I need to shut up. Anyway, like I said, the only person that I am talking about in this video that I do not care for is Tim. And I talk about him because I've come this far. I want to see how it goes from here and what happens. And y'all want to hear me talk about him. And I do have some new subscribers, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll stay a while. I will be doing some makeup videos sometimes. But, so if you don't want to watch them, that's fine. I completely understand. But I would love for you to join them if you're a female or even a male. And you, I mean, there are some men out here that can, you know, they wear powder. And it's all right. I'm not going to put them down for it. Some wear eyeliner. Not going to put them down for it. But anyway, if you, and I do talk skincare some, so I'd love for you to join me on those videos. They don't get the views, but I still do them because I enjoy it. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching this far. And I hope you're all having a great Holy Week. And I will talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.